I want to talk about a biomechanical solution to headaches and neck problems. And it's going to sound really simple, and it's going to be horrible because I'm stuck in traffic. Like, the lighting sucks. I'm sure the sound sucks, but it's important information. And it's almost the perfect time too. Just because I'm in my car. A lot of cars are made, let's just start there. Right? The environments that we are in can be one of the main problems. We don't always think like that, right? Conventional medicine, even alternative medicine, has made us think in these sort of myopic ways. We're often not taught to think about the biomechanics being the core problem of our symptoms, right? So, for instance, if I have a headache, I'm gonna think like, well, what's causing this headache? I've got this headache, I've got this migraine, whatever. Like, we just get to this, we start thinking, basically our reptilian brain kicks in, right? It not only kicks in for the person who's in pain, for them certainly it almost always goes there. But guess who kind of gets caught in that spider web? Are the practitioners. Because practitioners are driven to solve people's problems, right? So if someone comes to me with headaches, I'm gonna do everything I can. This is what I learned in school, right? To whatever it is, whatever modality we went to school for, we tend to look from that lens. We tend to look from that perspective. And so we get more and more pigeonholed into trying to figure out a solution for things. For instance, an acupuncturist might say something, I don't know acupuncture, but they might say something like, okay, you have a headache. It feels like your spleen 1 is off and your, lung meridian is out of balance. Nothing against acupuncture. Actually, I like acupuncture a lot because acupuncture deals with both physical, emotional, things like that, and other it has a holistic picture, a unique story even, and a unique treatment modality. But that's the lens that they're looking through, typically, most acupuncturists, right? This sort of meridian, chi sort of theory. A chiropractor will say, well, your neck's too far forward, there's no curvature in your neck. That's where the chiropractor, the practitioner of each modality gets more and more pigeonholed into thinking and talking and trying to fix the problem through their lens. The problem is, people come to me all the time saying, I've gone to this person, I've gone to that person, I've tried this modality, I've tried that modality. None of them really work. Of course. Why of course? Because it's not about the modality, it's about the person in front of you. And what's the commonality about all human beings, all people? It's that we have a body. In that body, there's a physical aspect to it, a mental, emotional aspect to it, right? We'll get to that later. We don't have time for that right now. all these different aspects of the human being. We'll talk about that, but what we need to talk about is this issue that I'm having as I'm driving. And that is, I'm having a headache. I'm almost sure that in your car seat, headrest, it pushes your head forward. I don't know anybody whose headrest allows extension in their cervical spine, right? So what I do, because forward head posture is not something we want, it's detrimental. It closes off, right? It closes off the front of the neck, which is a lot of important nerves, especially the vagus nerve, the arteries and veins, right? Windpipe, right? Esophagus, trachea. We certainly don't want those things constricted, right? We don't want constriction in this area. So that's number one. That's number one. If you're talking about energy, right? If you're talking about chi, if you're talking about energy, if you're talking about flow, if you're talking about bones being in the right place, if you're talking about muscles being tight, any or all of those things, those all speak to one thing. They speak to a biomechanical issue. They speak to a biomechanical issue. Then why isn't anybody talking about biomechanics? It's crazy. So you can get some relief from your car seat by turning the headrest backwards. You got to pull it out, put it back in, turn it backwards, and you'll be able to kick back, kind of like you do in your lounge chair at home, in your man cave if you're a guy, and your TV's up high, right? TV's up high like a movie theater, so that chairs or whatever isn't in your view, isn't obstructing your view, right? Same thing here when I'm, after a long day's work usually draws our heads forward, right? Because we're focused. We're focused on what's in front of us. We kind of bring our head into it. If we're thinking a lot, we think with our bodies. That's kind of body language, right? Body language, forward head posture, body language. If we're interacting with someone else, it gives them the sense of that we are engaged, that what they're saying or what we're doing is important. But we also need to get that head back. We need to get space, length, openness, ease, relaxation, right? We need all that stuff here. This is vital. It's not just vital, but that vagus nerve comes down and innervates almost all the internal organs. So one of the things that I've got to do when I get headaches, and I used to think, man, my headaches are coming from, maybe I'm not eating well, or, I tried a lot of different things to relieve my headaches. But when my clients started coming in with headaches, and I would palpate, I would, feel their neck muscles, they'd all have super tight neck muscles. I started to relieve those muscles, give those, get them out of that chronically held tension, and their headaches would go away. That's kind of for the majority of people who come in with headaches, migraines even. Gotta get that head back. So that's critical. Just getting your head back. Do that. a lot of people who have like fear, anxiety, driving, all these things, their heads are forward. They jet their heads forward. We got this, we've got a pass up here in the Bay Area, going out of the Bay Area. A lot of people make that drive in the morning. It's a busy drive, and they're driving with their heads forward. We need to learn how to relax. We need to learn how to go easy. I know it's not easy with crazy drivers. That is like one of the hardest things to do, for sure, for me, for everyone. But the more we relax into things, I can't even tell you how much better life will be when we can start relaxing into things. We can still be excited, we can still be attentive, we can still be serious, but relaxed. One of the things, when I mimic myself, when I kind of exaggerate forward head posture, I can almost feel a headache coming on. And this is one thing I teach my clients is, it's not about the fix, especially at the beginning of treatment. Especially at the beginning of a program. It's not about fixing the symptom. If you go about fixing the symptom, you're going to miss a massive data set of truths. And you're going to be blind to how to actually fix the symptom. What I mean by that is, if I can start to become aware of what I'm doing with my head throughout the day, and I realize that not only do I jet my head forward when I'm working with people, when I'm talking to people, but I do it when I'm brushing my teeth, I do it when I'm looking at my phone, I do it when I'm driving. I do it when I'm right. If you, the bigger data set you can collect that speaks to the biomechanical problem, that will, and if you see that biomechanical issue happen over and over and over and over again throughout your day in different tasks, that's the beginning of understanding chronicity, or you could say repetitive stress patterns, or repetitive stress injuries. You can start to understand the biomechanics of your symptoms. Like I said at the beginning, the majority of symptoms that people come in with are simply biomechanical. But conventional and alternative medicine, they hardly touch on that topic because they weren't really taught that in school. Schools focused on the theory, the modality, the theory behind the modality, right? Massage school focused on tight muscles. Well, tight muscles affects the biomechanics. In chiropractic school, and I haven't gone through all these programs, so I don't know, I'm just talking. Chiropractic school taught you that your spine's out of alignment. Why is your spine out of alignment? Is it just out of alignment? Or do I get extension sometimes and forward head posture other times? Well, if forward posture other times, then when? Right? We need to ask questions. We have all these labels and diagnoses, and you're gonna hear me talk about the same thing, but often with different stories, or with just maybe even a little bit different explanation, because what I'm hoping and waiting for is that the subtle change or the new story, the different story, gives someone that aha moment. That's what I'm waiting for. So I hope that's helpful. We need to get our heads back. We need to get our heads back. We need to get openness, extension in the front of our cervical spine. We can go into detail about that, but not in this video. I'm almost home, but I wanted to give you that. And I hope it's valuable. But what you could do, again, here's another clue to collect more data. Keep your headrest the same as it's always been. If it juts your head forward, great. If it juts your head forward, great. What you can do is exaggerate that head forward posture and take some breaths into it. Take some breaths and feel what's going on in your body. What do you find with that breath? What do you feel inside of your body? Okay? Make those mental notes. Keep them. We're gonna use them as a baseline of comparison. Now that you have those mental notes, bring your head back, switch your headrest. Don't do it while you're driving, obviously. Do it when you're parked. Bring your head back, rest it on that headrest that's facing backwards, that allows your neck to extend. And take some breaths with your head back, with spinal extension, cervical spinal extension. Take some breaths into that new posture. What's the difference? Remember, we're just here to collect data. We're not here to fix anything. The fix is going to come. What we're looking for right now is data. That's going to give us the fix. Okay? For me, wow. Head back, that is a completely different experience than head forward. Oh, I can't breathe with my head forward. That's one thing. I can hardly breathe. Bring my head back. Oh my gosh, my ribs feel light. I can breathe from the bottom of my rib cage. My diaphragm can open up. The top, my middle ribs, the top of my ribs, my clavicle bone can flow up with ease. When I put my head forward, holy cow, I shut off my diaphragm. I shut off my entire breathing apparatus. So what do you think is going on in my mind, in my brain? What do you think my brain is telling me if I can't get a good deep breath? What kind of chemicals do you think it's sending down? It's probably sending down at least a little bit of stress chemical, right? Because it's like you're suffocating. Lightweight suffocating, right? You're anxious, you're stressed, you're right. But when I bring this head back, it's like I'm chill. I've had to learn how to figure out how to respond to, dangerous situations on chill mode. But I love it. That's the martial artist in me. And that's why martial arts is so important. Martial arts, exercise, being in our bodies, all of that is so important. Because if we're not studying our bodies, if we're not in our bodies, if we're not using our bodies, we're developing these skills. We're developing a set of skills. We're developing a biomechanical body posture, right? Body language, even. We're developing this whole way of being that is stressed out. And we think stress is from our jobs or money or whatever, what's going on in the world. But if people just chilled out, it would be a totally different world. It would be a totally different world if there was just a chill button. But that chill button, guess what that chill button is? That chill button is in our bodies. Anxiety is in the body. It's not in the brain. Fear, it's in the body. We feel it. Chill, it's in the body, right? When the psychiatrist says, go on vacation, so you can be in chill mode, but you don't need to go on vacation to be in chill mode. You shouldn't have to, at least. That way you're always on vacation. That's why on Facebook, if you want to find me, you'll find me at Chris Cool. I don't post a lot there. But I hope that's helpful. The drive home was a little stressful because I was in traffic on the freeway. And it took me like 30 minutes longer to get home. But it was also an opportunity to shoot this video, and I hope it was helpful. Let me know down in the comments if it was helpful or not. But this is how the videos will go. You know, there have been so many times where people have come in with headaches, with head symptoms, and so much of it was about getting this front area of the head, face, neck to just chill. Sometimes it's not always about getting the head back. I mean, we should always be working on getting the head back. Because remember, Dr. Rolf said the majority of flexor muscles are on the front of the body. She was right. The majority of the flexor muscles are on the front of the body. So this front will tend to go into, fetal position, C curve, right? Spinal C curve. Will tend to tense up in the front of our bodies. That's not a good tactic. We don't want to be tense all the time. We want to be tense when it's appropriate, but not all of the time. So anyways, go home. Keep your headrest just as it is. Sit in your car while you're not driving. Get in your headrest. Really kind of get into your headrest. See what it does to your head. Where does it bring your head? Take some breaths into that. See how that feels in your body. Make those mental notes, because again, that's going to be your baseline of how you feel. Your baseline of how you feel, we're going to talk about that in another video too. That's so important. But when you have those mental notes in that baseline, switch your headrest, take it out, reposition it so the front is now facing backwards and the back is the front now, and your head can come back, and your neck can extend, and take some breaths into that. That's a good start. It's a good start. But if you have severe symptoms, you probably need some hands-on work. That's where I come in. You go if that fixed you, great. If you need some hands-on work, then you'll go to my website, medicineevolution.com, Chris Corrales, medicineevolution.com. You'll go there. You'll click any of the buttons, schedule a 15-minute phone call, something like that. Click a button, choose a day and time. Let's talk. And then I'll run you through the process. Right. But that phone call is free. Let's talk. Let's talk about what's going on. I want to hear what's going on with you. Sometimes people get relief just from that initial phone call. Yeah, because my whole aim over the course of these 28 years has been to help people out. And there's no better medium than to help people out than the internet. We all know that. So here I am. I'm here to share. Let's go. Hope that was helpful. Again, if it was, comment in the put a comment in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share the video. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Have those headaches go away. Open up the front side of your neck so everything's free and clear to move. No stuck energy, no stuck lymphatics, no stuck blood flow, no stuck cerebrospinal fluid. Get your muscles, tendons, ligaments, spine to start, having more range of motion. Have your muscles do more than just contract. Teach them to lengthen as well. Have your head go back. Work on being relaxed. All right, we'll see you on the next. See ya.